That's right. It ain't 5 a.m. anymore, Toto. Today we have Instagram joining us for the first time in 9 days because that's how old this channel is. That's right, 9 days old. Today it's 10 days old, and we have invited Instagram to now be a part of everything because honestly I have no idea where this channel is going, no idea how big it's going to get, and really I want as many people to know about what we're talking about as possible. So we are now on Instagram over here, YouTube over here, and it's 6 a.m. because I don't have enough gadgetry and thingeries to hook up two phones, but we have an iPhone 8 Plus over here for you Instagram people and an iPhone X going this way. Some microphones and lighting. It's turned into quite the ordeal. But one thing has not changed. I do have coffee, and I've got it in my super sweet power mug. Because today we are going to be talking about my list. The list of all of the big things that are happening that I am going to do here on these channels so that you can see from beginning to end how it becomes a success or how it becomes a total disaster and train wreck. But we are going to start with legacy items. So yesterday, if you're with me, we talked a little bit about the last season of my life. We will talk more about that. But I wanted to share my why. I wanted to share the big things, what I think about, and these aren't things that have been conjured up in the last year or week or 5 years. These are big, massive ideas, things that I've had written in books for 20 years of my life. I mean, I being a little kid and thinking these are the things that I want to do with my life. This is the greatness I want to achieve with my life. And a lot of that has contributed to the last season, the depression of, do I have what it takes? Did I have what it takes? Why am I failing all the time? I don't understand why I'm not there yet. And I think that relates to us because we see this on YouTube and instant success, and we see, big businesses all of a sudden popping up in this internet revolution era that we live in. And we think that, that is, that we're entitled to that it doesn't require hard work, that it doesn't require getting up every morning, every day, and just kicking butt. And that, I feel like the last season of my life was sort of what happened. I just really got lost in all of the failures, the no's, and I'm pushing through that. So let's share the list of things that are going to happen as we develop this channel. Number one, this is the mountain. Yep, that's the mountain. This is my 120-year plan. Why 120 years? Because Elon Musk showed a video of a rocket going up. I think it was last year. And basically said, hey, in X amount of years, we're going to be able to travel from, I forgot what he said, New York to Hong Kong or something like that in 30 minutes via suborbital kind of stuff. And that is some Star Trek crap right there, right? That's like science fiction. That's like in the 50s or the 40s when someone said, hey, we're going to go to the moon, and then they actually did it. So whether or not it's Elon Musk that does it or someone else, that's going to happen, and I want to be around to do it. I've committed myself to figuring out how to live 120 years. Think about that for a second. We'll unpack that in different videos. But for right now, the mountain is a both literal and metaphorical concept for me. I genuinely want to build a mountain. Yeah. So metaphorically, because I don't have the time in an 8-minute segment to talk about what a mountain looks like for me, but think about that. If you are going to have a big why, your big legacy thing that you want to leave behind, how much time, how much resources, how much manpower would it take for you to go on a flat piece of land and build an actual mountain? That's how big the why is. It's in my head. It's in my brain that I have to do before I die. That's how much resources and time it will take. And I hope that you guys have a why that's that big too. Number two, commercial properties. Boom. Commercial hammer plus commercial properties, landmark experiences. I'm so sick of driving and seeing new construction and seeing cracker box buildings being built. I'm talking about the square, vanilla, just, man, it cuts me deep. It's like, I don't understand why, as developers and why, as city planners, and why, as architects, we are allowing this to happen to our planet. Why are we taking nice pieces of property, cutting it down, chopping it down, removing dirt to down to zero, and then building vanilla cracker boxes that we put businesses in and we put people in to live? It upsets me. There's no reason why we can't have a little more intention with our designs. Why we can't require more intention. Anyway, that's a rant that we could go on for a long time. I want to take the time in the next phase of my life to start focusing on developing landmark experiences. Places people go and live that mean something, that have design and intention built into it, that aren't just built on the basic economics of bottom line, but are profitable businesses that actually have unique experiences. And it's my belief, it's my philosophy, that once we turn back to being intentional with design in real estate, then more people will buy and therefore prices will be higher. But we'll talk about that also later time. But for now, the meat and potatoes, the things that we're going to talk about here for the next couple of weeks. And that is, number one, what in the heck is Webster Plus Company? Webster and Company is me plus you. It's been like this for at least 15 years. Since I moved to Orlando, Florida, I've had Collideco, Collide Factory, and it's now Webster Plus Company. The name has changed, the concept's been the same. Basically, my ideas meet collaboration. I tend to have lots of ideas. I tend to have people that approach me with ideas, and sometimes we collaborate, sometimes we don't. Sometimes they're a success, sometimes they're a total train wreck. And that is going to turn into something much bigger here. I am going to be intentional at this point in time and show you step by step how I'm going to take Webster and Company from just being me to Webster and Company being an actual agency, and a new type of agency, something that is a little bit bigger, something that's a little bit better, and something that is a little bit more structured and has more purpose built into it. And I think that's what's been lacking over the last 5 to 7 years for me, is an undefined vision for what Webster and Company is and will always be. But for the Instagrammers that are running out of time, because we're running into about 7 minutes here, the last one, content. This is a book, and that is videos. I'm going to be shooting videos. We're going to be shooting these videos. We're going to be having coffee every morning at 5 a.m. We're going to be doing that because basically I like to hear myself talk, and no one really likes to listen. So it's kind of like having Wilson, from Castaway. This camera setup, it's my Wilson. If there's someone on the other side of this camera, if you're actually watching and you're actually subscribing, interact with me, please. Let me know that you actually care about watching these videos. Tell me if they're too long or they're too short, or if you want them to be dialed in into a specific topic, and we'll do that, because honestly, I just want to wake up at 5 a.m. and get motivated as hell, go out, start my day, and build something awesome, and share it with you guys, and hear what you guys are doing too, because I'm interested. So we're going to be doing these videos plus 2 books. I have 2 book ideas. One of those book ideas, I'm going to go ahead and say it, is called Lightbulb to Landfill, where for the next unspecified amount of time, I'm going to be traveling and trying to interview as many people who have had ideas that have started and either become successes and gone through the full life cycle of going to the landfill. Interesting concept, right? I think so. So we're going to write that book, probably have more things surrounding that. And also we're going to be writing another book that's a little bit more intentional about legacy. And that one is going to be geared towards my children. So if you are interested in this kind of thing and you don't mind hearing my voice at 5 a.m., I will try and upload all of these videos at 7 a.m. sharp every morning. So if you're on your way and you have a commute, you can watch on the Insta or play the YouTube. It's going to be a little bit more personal. My Instagram page has never been something special. So we're just going to try and make it a little more special and show the day-to-day, the monotonous kind of things of what it takes to do what I do. So anyway, let's drink some more coffee, and I will see you guys tomorrow.